roll ads that you skip after 5 seconds. YouTube wants to put more videos on your content to sell advertising. And the more you're able to help YouTube with that, the more money they will make, the more money you can make too. And some people can make a very nice income from that. And how-to content is very safe, and YouTube loves that. So the next phase we go into is publish, and we have a method we call the video traffic comet, where it's about optimizing your content, about putting it in the right way so that YouTube loves it, so that your viewers love it, and then people will come across that on the YouTube platform. Then we go and promote, because it's not just a case of creating your content, creating your YouTube channel, uploading it, and they will come. It's not that case. 500 hours of video are uploaded every single minute on YouTube. And that's a lot of cat videos. So you're competing with cat videos, you're competing with kitty vloggers and every sort of major artist that releases a single. You're competing with all of that. So promoting your content is vital for you to get seen by your audience. And we use our Video Valet strategy for that. And then the most important part is profit. So it's well and good putting your videos up there and getting people to view them, but if you can't help your business or help yourself make money from that, then we are stuck. So that's where we have the slide to sales success strategy there, so that you get people from YouTube in a way that YouTube likes, and you then get them into an email list, or you get them to buy a product, or you get them to do something where you can make revenue from that. Okay, so, oops, my computer has frozen temporarily. My computer has frozen. Oops. Hi, Barry. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, David. Yes.
Okay, yeah, my computer has actually frozen on this slide.
Yeah, that's okay.
My computer's frozen full stop. I can't even move anything.
That's okay. Sure, keep going anyway.
Okay.
Do you want to try to log back in? Dave, would you prefer to reboot?
I will. Well, I'll try and press a load of buttons and see if I can do something first.
One of the things we tell people to do, and what we did at our end, is reboot your PC, make sure there's no software, reboot your router and network. We had the same thing at the PSA on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, something happened.
Any joy there?
Let me just see. That didn't work. That didn't work. Looks like I'm gonna have to do a hard reboot.
Right, okay. So if you just bear with us, everybody, if you can just bear with us while David reboots his PC and comes back online. Barry, now's your time to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, the joys of the whole Zoom, huh? The joys of it all. There's never a dull moment. I'm sure everybody has got caught up at some stage or another over the last couple of weeks or month or so, where something has happened or gone wrong with the whole Zoom. It seems to be all new to everybody.
Well, guys, if you can just be a bit patient with us, we do appreciate. This is our first webinar-only event, and we thought it would be a lot easier than trying to do a meeting with 99 people or whatever. So we thought, let's get a webinar. And thanks very much, Alina. Alina, is that how I spell it?
Alina, yeah.
And
is there anyone else out there that may have had similar issues or problems over the course of the last 3 or 4 weeks with using the new Zoom or whatever other product they've been using? Yeah. Yeah, it certainly is, for sure.
Okay. Let's see what's happened with. Okay. One thing we have also done, by the way, is we're practicing streaming this on YouTube at the moment as well. So it's happening there. Obviously, David's going to make our channel famous because this is the first YouTube video we're doing live as
Very good.
well.
Yeah.
Shall I give David a quick call and just check? So can you keep the audience entertained if you don't mind?
I can
Barry?
indeed. No problem at all. Yeah.
And Barry, just walk them through. We'll have another chat next month with Frank.
Yeah.
For the
Yourself.
next month.
Yeah. For sure, yeah. So obviously we're going to be doing this on a regular basis and helping people with all the different aspects. I suppose normally for us, we don't have the general problems, but we've done this as a group. I suppose engagement tonight, and we've obviously we've come up against a couple of different problems with, you know, us being scattered in different parts of Ireland and the world. But look, such is life. Things happen. It doesn't always go as planned. But certainly, I got a question there that came in from John, and we'll give you a full answer later on, John, when we get David back on the line. We get into the questions and answers. So if you're happy enough to wait on that, and then we'll be doing our next one will be with a gentleman, Frank, who again is in the same space, and we'll get more information on that, which will be coming up soon. Has anyone any questions for the moment that they might like to ask while we're waiting for David to come back? YouTube channel. So, okay, there's another question there. I'll get an answer for that as well. What's David's YouTube channel? I don't have it to hand there at the moment. So, David's channel.
David, you're online.
Okay, David coming back in here now. So,
David, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah.
We were just asked what was your channel. So do you want to just give it a plug at the same time?
Yeah.
David,
so if you go to youtube.com/David Walsh Online, very easy to remember, David Walsh Online. And everything, in fact, about me is David Walsh Online. That is our company. That is our brand. So it's davidwalshonline.com. Instagram is David Walsh Online. LinkedIn, David Walsh Online. And of course, you guess it, YouTube is David Walsh Online as well. Okay, let me just pull up the slide. Okay, I'll have a chat. Okay. There we go. We should be back on again. So you can see that, Barry?
Yes, it's all good there, David. Now we
Perfect.
can see.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now, before I was rudely interrupted by a frozen computer, is show you how to create fantastic titles for your YouTube videos. Now, this is content. This training you can actually use if you're creating blog posts, emails, subject lines, anything where you're creating content. We use it for all of the above. So anytime we're creating content or we're working with our clients creating content, we will use these strategies to create compelling titles for our content. And this is part of our content mining method, and part of that is the titles that we use. Okay, so boop. So we typically start with how-to, and as I said before, how-to content has increased 70% year on year on YouTube. YouTube absolutely love how-to content. They're actually bringing out a specific playlist for how-to contents called a learning playlist. It's going to be out in the next couple of months, where you can actually put your videos in a logical sequence that people will follow through in a tutorial style videos. So, and that helps you in a number of ways, because if people are watching your content and they go from video to video to video to video to video, chances are, especially if you're a business, that they will want to do business with you. It highly increases the chances of them becoming a subscriber, coming back, watching more content. And if your channel is monetized, which we recommend that you do, you make money from those views as well. So as I said, YouTube loves how-to content. So this is our base. And at this point in a live situation, I would throw a question out there. Give me an example of how-to content. So I will do the same right here. Give me an example in the chat area of how-to content. Okay. Chat. So just pop it in the chat area. How to make coffee. Yes, indeed. Thanks very much, Galeb. That's a very good one. How to make coffee. Enjoyed mine this morning. Hope you enjoyed yours too. So yes, so it could be how to make a cappuccino if you want to get a bit more specific, or how to make the best instant coffee going, or how to make, what to use for the best instant coffee going. How to unfreeze your laptop. Yes, Control-Alt-Delete if you're on Windows, or just hit the big Apple button if you want to switch it off if you're on Mac. There's a good one. Thank you very much, Hannah. How to do a bird of paradise yoga pose. I did not even know there was such a thing in yoga. I do a little bit of yoga. I'm not exactly a yogi myself, but yes, that's so yes, how to do the bird of paradise. Yes, thank you very much. Svetlana, she's been on my YouTube channel and seeing how to use the Zoom mobile app. So thank you very much. How to define your ideal client. Yes, that is another good type. So, okay, so we got a number of how-to, so that's great. And as I said, if it was in a live situation, I would throw it out there and I would say, Barry, what's that, Barry? Did you say how to have an orgasm? Okay, so we're not in exactly live situation, but I'll throw that joke in just because we can. So okay, so we've got the concept of the how-to stuff. So the next thing that we do is we use aspiration. So the next element we use is aspiration. So as we had there with Hannah, she said how to do the bird of paradise pose. So bird of paradise pose in yoga would be the aspiration. So it's something that you're moving towards, how to make money, something like that, or how to relieve stress, how to be happy. All of these sort of things are all moving towards things. How to define your ideal client. That's definitely a moving towards. So those are simple elements that we use. So now we've got a how to and aspiration. So we've covered a lot of them there. So the next thing that we like to do is to add numbers. So if you look at my content, or especially my clients' content, you'll see 3 ways to do X. So with Hannah's, it could be 3 ways to do the bird of paradise yoga pose easier. And if we're looking at Erica, she has 5 ways to define your ideal client. So you can see how using numbers makes it easier for the brain to understand. So rather than this big thing that could be anything, like how to define your ideal client, if you've got 5 ways to do that, or here's another one, the number 1 way to identify or define your ideal client. So you're helping the viewer with how much content is going to be in this. So if you're saying this is the number 1 way that you can define your ideal client, you're going, that might be of interest. Or here are the 3 ways or 5 ways you can define your ideal client. So your magic numbers are the number 1, which you've covered, 3, 5, 7, and 10. Those are your magic numbers. And you'll identify that most of those are odd numbers. Below 10, the odd numbers, apart from 9. 9 is the odd one out when it comes to the odd numbers, because people would 10, rounding it up to 10 works better. But 1, 5, 1, 3, 5, and 7 are your magic numbers when you're using numbers on your titles. Okay, so yeah, thanks very much for your question, Galeb. We will get to that at the end. Again, make sure that I do answer that for you. So the next one that we like to use is time. So when you put a time element on there, that helps, again, that helps the brain conceptualize how long it's going to take. So we had Hannah's one, how to do the bird of paradise pose in yoga. How to do the bird of paradise pose in yoga in 60 seconds. So I was like, I can't do it, but Hannah's able to teach me how to do this in 1 minute. That got my interest. How to become financially free in 6 months or less. That, for some of my clients, is a great title around their content. How to grow your YouTube channel from 0 to 1,000 in 3 months or 90 days, or whatever way you want to conceptualize it. So by using time, how can you use time on your content to help people understand the ease of use that you can, the easy way that you can make it for them? So how to get to 100,000 subscribers in 12 months. Now we have loads of people jumping at that option, I can tell you. So if you can speed up time, then that makes it even more important, because the brain understands time. It understands how long things normally take. And when you can speed up that process, then that makes your content even more valuable. Okay, so, and when you start to add all of these things together, that's when you come up with some really amazing titles. So 5 ways you can become financially free in 6 months or less. And again, for my people who are in the property investment space or investing, that is a fantastic title. And if you can shorten that down even less, 5 ways you can become financially free in 90 days or less. So you can see we've got the how-to, we've got the aspiration, we're using numbers, and we've also got time element in there too. So how can you combine all of these elements together to make things a lot easier for your viewer's brain to conceptualize and to understand? Now, there is a lot in that, and we have actually up to 20 elements we use in our titles, but I'm not going to go into all of them because we would be literally here all night going through all the variations. So what I've done for you is I've created our video title cheat sheet, and this gives you the 7 top elements that we use on our titles, and you can download that for free. Go to bit.ly/vidsheet, or get your phone out and you can scan the screen there with the QR code, and I'll give you a minute or so for that so that you can get it. So that's bit.ly/vidsheet, and that is a free title, a video title cheat sheet that you can download and use on your video titles or your blog posts, email subject lines, or anything that you want where you're creating content. And again, we will come to your questions at the end, so make sure to pop those questions in there. We've got a couple coming through, which is great, and we'll get to those questions at the end. So we'll give it another few seconds for people to get through. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So here's just some of our clients that we've worked with and the success stories we've had. This is our client who is in the property space. This is the one where we said his name is Samuel Leeds. We helped him grow from 10,000 to over 51,000 in 4 months, and then got to 100,000 in just under a year. This is a room of a 1,000-seater room where he had 980 people show up. He had a 98% show up rate at a free event. Now, if you run events or been to events, you know that 10, 20, 30% at paid events is good. 98% on a free event. That's the power of YouTube. And this event happened a month after we helped one of his videos go viral. He had a 34-minute documentary that we helped go viral over Christmas 2018. 2018? Yes, Christmas 2018. And this literally filled the room. He asked the question, who here is in this room because they've seen a YouTube video? 70% of the room put their hands up. Nearly 700 people were in the room because of YouTube. So, and he's the one whose business went from 3 million to 9 million in the course of 12 months. And you can see why when he's filling rooms of 1,000 or so people, it's easy to do business. This is a client of ours, Leslie Tao, who actually became successful from YouTube, but it wasn't even her YouTube channel. And that was the funny thing with her. She did £50,000 in her first month of business from YouTube. And again, it wasn't even her YouTube channel. It wasn't even her YouTube video. So she was actually one of Samuel's students, and she did an interview with Samuel talking about how she did serviced accommodation using Airbnb to grow her business. And she had so many people come towards her that wanted to know how she did it, that wanted her to mentor them, that she closed £50,000 worth of business in the first month. She didn't even know that we put the strategy in place that she got that interview in the first place. And this is one of the things that we did. We created themes on Samuel's channel so that people could easily identify the different types of content per day. And her video was Winners on a Wednesday. So we had interviews with his successful students, and it was so successful, students were actually lining up to be interviewed on his YouTube channel for Winners on a Wednesday. And Leslie was winner on a Wednesday, number 2. She was the second person to go up on the Wednesday theme. And again, she made £50,000 from that. So when she came to us to say, hey, I would like you guys to help me with my YouTube channel, it was very easy to get her as a client, because we said, oh yeah, you're Leslie Tao, winner on a Wednesday, number 2. She goes, oh, you've seen my video. And it says, seen your video. I was the one that created the strategy for you to be on there in the first place. So she made, again, as I said, 50 grand in her first month, and it wasn't even her video. It wasn't even her YouTube channel. Barry mentioned at the beginning, we had a client who made 8 grand in the first couple of weeks from working with us. This is Abby Hookway, who works, who's the MD at Touchstone Education. And we started working with them. She goes, next time I saw her, I was at a meeting, and I saw, she came, oh, I've got something exciting to tell you. And I says, oh, what's that? She says, oh yeah, I had a woman watch 2 of her videos on the YouTube channel, rang us up and booked 2 £4,000 trainings from their company. So they had made nearly their investment back with me from the first month of putting videos up on their YouTube channel. So that's, again, one of these things that it doesn't necessarily take a long time to make your money back from your YouTube, but it can happen. The last thing I'll leave you with is that my wife used to work in the fashion industry. And the last company she worked for was, they made plus size clothing. So clothing for larger women. They saw a gap in the market, and they said, let's make clothing for the bigger woman, because again, they're human. They want to look good. So they started creating content, they started making clothing for the larger size woman. Now, they had hired a social media company to do a social media strategy for them, where they were going to give away 2,000 garments for free. 2,000. They'd also spent £15,000 on a website that hadn't made 1 penny. So they had paid the social media company, I think they paid them another 15,000. So they were down 30,000 pounds before they had even started business. And the company had said, we want you to basically give away 2,000 worth of your product to get business. So they were going to be in the hole for another 20, 30, 40,000 before they were going to make any penny. So I just said, go where your audience is. She came home, told me the story. I said, go where your audience is. And she looked at me blankly and says, where are larger women at? I says, diet magazines. They're looking for, while they're, they may be big, but they might be looking to lose weight, but they still want to look good. Go towards the diet magazines. So they contacted Slimming World, which happens to be the 4th largest magazine in the world by distribution. So they sent them an email, say, hey, we've got these, sent them some of the designs. Slimming World came back to them and said, we love your stuff. We want to put it in your magazine. So they did, and they were getting orders from the US for not 1 garment, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 and 8 garments per order. Now they emailed the mag says, hey, we can't refund you if this doesn't fit or you don't like it or whatever. And they said, we don't care. Your stuff is so nice. I have a friend who it'll fit. I don't care. So they, as I said, they were selling 7 and 8 garments per order because they went to where their audience was. Your audience is on YouTube. No matter what you're doing, you have an audience and they're on YouTube. They're looking for your content. They're definitely looking for you right now. And you need to create your content, get it up there on a regular, consistent basis so that your audience can consume what it is you have to offer. If you're a business, that they can get your content, that they can get your products and services so that you can help them. For those who want to connect with me, you'll get me at David Walsh Online on all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. That's my email address. And you'll also get me at info@davidwalshonline.com as well. So now we are open to questions. If you would like to ask them, pop them in the chat area.
I have 3 to start off with, David.
Fantastic.
So the first one was John McNamara.
Yep.
And with your video production, is it your intellectual property and how do you copyright it?
Okay, so when you create it, it's actually copyrighted. That is the law. When you upload your, like, again, I'm going to talk in YouTube terms here because it just makes things a lot easier. When you upload your video to YouTube or any platform, but typically YouTube, because they've been around for 17, 18 years now. So they have this copyright thing down. Facebook, there's a lot of gray area. Instagram, there's a bit of a gray area. But with YouTube, it's very defined that once you upload your content that you created, and if somebody steals that, then you can actually get a copyright strike against them. You can get YouTube to take it down. And they've actually released tools that they will identify. So their AI is going out looking for your content like 24/7. And I know this because I get my videos stolen every single week. And there's a little link on there called copyright. So you go in there, you basically, it goes, we have found this video is copyrighted, all of your video or some of your video, whatever, what do you want to do? And you can go take it down, take it down, take it down, take it down. You can do that. And I literally go in like about 100 times a month. That happens to me. So once you create your content, that is your intellectual property, full stop. As long as you can prove it's yours. Like, and I know in the old days that if you wrote something, you had to stick it in you had to post it to yourself by recorded delivery, and then leave it in that envelope in case it was a court case and all this sort of stuff. But you don't have to do that. Once you create that content, you'll have a date stamp on it, so you'll know if you ever go to court, which you won't. It's your content, so your intellectual property is your stuff. If it's your mush that's on there, it's definitely your stuff.
Okay, next one, David, is, well, one was asking, was the event being recorded? Yes, it is. And then also Manoj just put it up on live stream. So the next question is from Noel, and it says, how do you create a video that can be linked to another video? For example, we sell emergency pipe leak kit.
Yeah.
We have been given how to install video made by the manufacturer. Can we create a video on the product which can be linked to how to use the created by the manufacturer?
Okay, so what I would do is I would ask the manufacturer that you can use their video on your YouTube channel, and I don't see why they wouldn't. So what you can do is there are links. It's called an end card, and in fact, my video from the week before last, I think last week, or the week before, no, 2 weeks, yeah, I think last week, I actually showed you how to add an end card to a YouTube video. So basically, yes, you can link from video to video to video to video to video as many times as you want with your YouTube videos. You can also put links in the description. So if it is a link to your website and you don't have what's called an associated website, and I don't want to get too technical here, but you can set up links to your website. All you need to do is prove that you own it and you have access to it. But you can also put links in the description as well and tell people on the video that there are the links to videos or content or your website is in the description as well. So tell people on the video, use end cards on the video. You can also use what's called cards as well. You might have noticed the little eye icon on the top right of videos, and when you hover over it, you'll see little drop downs and little boxes that you can link to. So there are multiple ways. There's in fact 3 ways you can link directly from your YouTube videos to your products, your services, and other videos.
Great. The next one is, it was actually in the chat box, and it was, is there an ideal video duration to maintain viewer attention?
Okay, so there's no such thing as a video that's too long. There's only videos that are too boring. So you'll see, like, if you're in the gamer space, you'll notice people are gaming on there for like hours, like days. Some people do a 24-hour gaming marathon. It's ridiculous. But the thing is about them is that they're engaged with the video, they're engaged with the gameplay. There's nothing that's boring about it for them. Now, for people like me, that's a different story. Not necessarily at the gaming, but as long as your content is engaging, that you're holding the audience, their attention and stuff, you can do a 20, 30, 40, 50 minute video, an hour-long video, as long as you capture their attention. As I mentioned, we got a 34-minute documentary to 1.1 million views in just 5 weeks. And people were watching that 2, 3 times because the content on there was phenomenal. The story in it was amazing. It brought you through all the emotions and stuff like that. So again, you can go to the cinema and you can watch Guardians in the Galaxy, 2 hours, 2 hours plus, or Avengers Endgame, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and it feels like 10 minutes. So I just tell my clients, cut the crap out of your content. If it doesn't support what you're trying to do, i.e. get people into your business or teach people or stuff like that, cut it out of your videos. So ideal length, if you want numbers, here are the numbers. We work between 7 to 14 minutes is the sort of ideal length from a YouTube perspective. And again, if you're making videos that you can only stretch to 3 or 4 minutes and you're trying to stretch it to 7, then don't do a 3 or 4 minute video. If your videos are 34 minutes long and you're trying to cut it down to 14, don't. Leave it at 34. But what we find is between 7 and 14 minutes is ideal. The closer you can get to 10 minutes, the better, because when you create videos that are 10 minutes or longer, you can have more advertising on that. And that's very important because when you have ads on your videos, i.e. your YouTube channel is monetized, YouTube promotes your videos more. You get more views and you also get a little bit of change in your pocket as well. So 7 to 14 minutes, but if your video is 2 minutes, it's 2 minutes. I would look to see how you can add an extra 2 minutes on that if you can. But ideally 7 to 14 is where we try and get it. But if it needs to be shorter or longer, it needs to be shorter or longer.
Okay, next one, Hannah G. How does YouTube monetization work in a nutshell?
Okay, so there's some minimum requirements. You need to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and what's called 4,000 hours of watch time. And 4,000 hours is how long people have watched your content. So that's the minimum requirement. And I don't want to go into a lot around this, but basically you need to get that first. Then you apply to Mr. YouTube to go, hey, we've got these 1,000 hours, 1,000 subscribers, and we've got over 4,000 hours of watch time. We would like to have ads on our YouTube channel. They go away, they review your content. And because if you're doing the how-to space thing, you're likely to get monetized enabled on your YouTube channel. Once that happens, then you can basically switch on ads on your videos. So you get the pre-roll ads, you get ads at the end. And if your videos are over 10 minutes, then you will get ads in between as well. So you get a number of opportunities to have ads on your videos. So that, in a nutshell, is how it works.
Great. Next one is Eliza Russell. How often should you post a video? I was told weekly is best, but it takes a lot of time. Make a video because of the music recording side of things. Would a monthly video be okay? And is it posting at the same time date important?
Okay, so this is our musician friend. Yes, so if you're creating new music, then once a month is good. What I would say is that you can also do behind the scenes stuff as well. So you could do and also sort of vlog style stuff too. That you could show, like if you're writing your music, you could give a little behind the scenes of here's the chorus type thing, or here's an element that you've come up with. You can ask people, what do you think of this? Would this work? All that sort of stuff. So yes, if you can only do once a month and you just want to release songs, yes, absolutely. Once a month is great. But if you can do stuff where you are doing behind the scenes, you may be meeting up with other musicians or whatever. You could be just doing a jam session or whatnot. Record that. That could be good stuff too. So see where you can be creative with your creativity and create more stuff as well.
Great. Next one is from Kevin JJ. Your YouTube and video is not for everyone. For most industries, it is overcrowded channel platform. And for some individuals, it's not a compatible medium. How would you go about making a well-informed decision to embark on a video strategy?
I would need to know more about what they do. I agree, it's not for everyone. Some people, even if they have a face for radio, can actually be quite successful on YouTube. Now I'm just trying to think of what, well, surgery, yeah, probably wouldn't be a great place for it. But I tell you what, if you're able to get a hospital that does surgery on a YouTube channel, I guarantee you they would get a lot of views. I find it difficult to come up with one. I'm sure there are, just off the top of my head, I can't think of it. First of all, you do need to be able to upload content on a regular basis. We recommend once a week, same time, same day each week. So that's number one. As long as this is my criteria for anyone to make a channel, is that you have content that can help people. That your audience has a pain that you solve. If you don't have any of them, like if you're just a pharmacy and you just sell stuff, then yeah, a YouTube channel may not be good for you. But if you want to educate people about the different medicines that you do and various other things, there is a lot of how-to content that a pharmacist could do. But yeah, if you're just like a corner shop, again, might not be a good thing. But if you have an audience that has a pain that your products and services solve, you can create how-to content around it, and you can upload video on a regular basis. That would be my criteria for YouTube. Now, you could do a search, and if you might have something weird out there that if you cannot find anybody making video about it whatsoever, there's two ways of looking at it. Yes, there's an opportunity, or there's no one looking for your content. Go to the search bar, look to see if there's any, start typing in what you do. If YouTube doesn't automatically come up with what you do, then you might not be in a good space to do it. Do a search for it on YouTube. If there are 0 videos, might not be good. If there's, go to Google as well. If there are 0 videos or 0 posts or any content around it, then you're probably going to be barking up the wrong tree when it comes to a YouTube channel.
Great. Next one is
hope that answers the question.
Great. No, great answers. Joe Brady is asking, you mentioned musicians. Can you talk a little bit more about music composition?
I'm not the right person to talk about music composition. What I will say about musicians right now is that a lot of them, here's one recommendation for you, go live. There are so many people on YouTube going live right now who are actually making money. And you can make money from what's called Super Chat, where people can donate money to you while you're playing your music. So, and again, you do need monetization. So you do need that 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time. But when you get that, you can people can donate money to you for playing music. One of my subscribers, a guy called Terry Miles, he does boogie woogie piano music, and his channel has exploded in the past couple of weeks. He goes live 6 days a week. And I gave him money the other day on Sunday, in fact, in Super Chat. I donated money to him because he's got a load of electric keyboards, he's got organs, he's got pianos, and all the donations go towards the upkeep of them. But for an hour every Friday, Monday to Friday, I think he takes Saturday off. No, Monday to Saturday. And yesterday he made, I would say, close on 200 quid, easy, from just Super Chat donations, not to mention what he gets from advertising. So that's what I will say for musicians is go live right now. You might not be able to do gigs in pubs and clubs and whatever, but go live. You can do a gig online and you can get paid perhaps just as well, if not more. So that's what I would say for musicians.
Great. Okay. There was one more question there, but I think the clock is hitting quite.
We're getting close, yeah.
So we'll do a quick overview. Damien Costello, David, your wheel contains layers of process. I have similar depth of process. What logic do you use when discussing this process? Or is process too boring or inappropriate for a how-to?
You want to keep it high level, because again, if you go like into the weeds with your stuff, you're going to lose a lot of your audience. Unless your video is specifically, now I'm going to deep dive into this particular subject. So I'm going 2 inches wide, but I'm going like 2 miles deep. I would tend to keep it higher level. And then if people want to know more, get them to contact you. And that's where you can, obviously they can hire you or buy your products and services. So that's how we do it, that we give it a higher level overview. We go into a little bit as a teaser, and then when people want to know more, that's obviously a sales conversation.
Great, David. What a wealth of information. Oh my God, that was fantastic. Manoj, we'll hand it over to you there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Barry. Dave, as always, you're an exceptional speaker.
Thank you very much.
Each time I hear you, it gets better. Dave, when do you think you'll be coming to Dublin to give a workshop?
Great. Well, as soon as the lockdown is done, because I need to go and see my family and stuff. So yeah, as soon as we have lockdown out of the way, I'll be over. So it looks like probably August, September, definitely be over.
Fantastic. And can I just ask a quick question for everybody? If they could just give some feedback and then we'll do a poll. We'd love to get your comments about what did you find of value?
Yeah.
What ideas can you implement? So this is to the audience.
Yeah.
So
what did you find most valuable, and where can you implement this in what it is you do?
Okay.
Great question.
What I'm going to do now is pop up a poll. In the chat, you've seen a link, and you would also send it for those of you who would like to get to know and get together with a physical meetup online. And Dave, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. I think we are almost ready to finish. Is there any last words of wisdom you'd like to share with everyone?
Yeah,
If
I would
put the
say,
poll up?
yeah, even if you're not looking at YouTube, what if your platform is Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, you need to be using video now, irrespective. Like if you do something for passion, share that on a video. If you do something for your business, definitely be doing it on a video. For the musicians, you definitely need to be out there going live for sure. YouTube will definitely help you make money there. And for businesses, we work, like we've seen immense growth in our YouTube channel since lockdown, and it has dramatically increased our business as well, just by being on YouTube. So I would recommend, if you don't do YouTube, do video in some way, shape, or form. Oh,
Okay.
and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, obviously.
Okay. Well, look, guys, just put your hands up, those of you who are going to join our meetup, and then you can connect to the link, and we'll start that in 2 or 3 minutes. So just a quick poll up and just see. I'm going to end the poll now, but if you could put a hands up, then we'll get online and introduce everyone to everyone. Okay, so you've got the link. So we will end this conversation, end this event now, and start the next event now. So please sign up onto the meetup, and we look forward to seeing you. David, talk to you tomorrow. Barry, shall we get onto the thing? Thanks very much, Dave.
David, a
Thank
pleasure.
you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Bye.